So, chapter 12, part J, question number 38. All exclusive listing agreements are number 1, invalid unless in writing because of the provision of Property Law Act. No. Number 2, invalid unless in writing because of the provision of a Real Estate Act. So, that's true. So, it must be in a writing according to the Real Estate Act. And then we go to the question number 40th we did already, and 41 we did. Yes.
Yeah, 41.
42. We go to 42. You can highlight here.
Don't have
Don't worry. Just highlight the one. Write question number 42 and write the one word redevelopment. Fifth line. There's one word is a redevelopment. Highlight the word redevelopment. And the first line Deborah, salesperson. Bottom line is if you are a realtor, right? And if you see in this situation, so Deborah was a realtor and she was selling a property, and the property had a redevelopment potential. For example, 120 feet front and 120 depth in, sorry. So it means you can build at least 2 lots minimum, right? And she is selling their property as a one property, as like a rancher. So rancher, when you do, developer gonna pounce on the property, right? Gonna deal with community right away, and she gonna make commission right away. She's thinking of her own commission, not recommending the seller. Why not you subdivide the property and then sell it, right? Or at least apply for subdivision and then sell for higher price, right? And then she can be sued for that, right? If you see a potential in the property, you rather recommend to the seller, right? So the answer is number 1. Deborah has breached her duty to Susan by not advising Susan of proposed will, right? That's true. By not advising. Number 2, Susan doesn't have any claim against Deborah. That's wrong. Susan is the landlord. She can have a claim, right? Doesn't make it wrong. Third, the proposed development might have affected Susan's decision to sell her property and therefore should have been brought to Susan's attention. So Deborah should have brought the redevelopment potential into her attention. So that's true. D, if Deborah had advised Susan of redevelopment, she would have breached the duty. No, she would not have breached the duty. That's why it's wrong. E, as long as Deborah honestly believed the offer was fair, she has satisfied duty. No, she just wanted to make a quick commission. F, Deborah could have suggested that Susan consider cancelling the 600,000 listing and relisting at a higher price. That's true. So it's A, C and F. So number 3. And then we go to the question number 43. An agent has listed a property for sale at a listing price of 100,000. His commission is agreed to be based on the difference. Highlight the word difference. So write down 43, question number, difference of price and the sale price. Can you tell to the seller, I'll sell you home for 400,000 on top of is mine? No. It's called net selling. It is illegal. You can't do a net selling. You have to tell how much you're going to charge. You may charge 50,000 not even, but you have to disclose beforehand, right? So it's number 1. Contrary means opposite to the Real Estate Act. So number 1, contrary. You can't charge the difference, right? It's called net selling. So it's number 1. Contrary means opposite to the Real Estate Act. So answer is contrary, CONTRARY, to the Real Estate Act. You can't charge commission difference. Then 44. Steve Ann, a real estate salesperson, has been asked by her friend Jean to find a house, and if successful, Gina has agreed to Steve Ann sum of $3,000 over and above any commission. $3,000 as a bonus over and above. and would earn on the sale property. When Steven finds the house acceptable to Jean, Steven shares the commission with the other licensee involved and receives $3,000 directly from Jean. Steven doesn't tell anyone of this payment. Sometimes what happens, I make a deal, I'm getting $3,000 extra, but I'm not disclosing to the other agent. So what is this? It's a breach of Real Estate Act. You're supposed to disclose to the other realtor too, and the buyer and seller. Everybody should know what you're doing. So number one, Stephen has breached the provision of Real Estate Act. True. Stephen has breached the common law principle of agency law. Also true. So Stephen was supposed to disclose to both. So both one and two. So it's number three. And 45 we did already. 46. A real estate salesperson must never promise to buy or sell any real estate belonging to a prospective purchaser. No, you can buy as long as you have signed a signed statement. Both parties know. Both parties sign it, you can sell it or you can buy it. So it's number one. Unless at the time of making a promise, signed statement setting forth the detail of the promise is given to the person to whom the promise has been made. Being a realtor, you can buy or sell, right? As long as both parties have disclosed and signed. So number one. And 47 we did already. And 48. When a real estate licensee advertises for sale property owned by herself, the licensee is number 4 is not required to reveal the situation in the advertisement as long as the name, address, and phone number of licensee's firm is not used. Basically, when you are selling a property, you don't need to explain on the board, what you're doing. You can do it. But you need to put in a comment, you are the selling agent. So it's number 4. 49 we did already. And 50th.
Can you repeat that one more time, please? The last one.